everyone. I am Miriam Stewart. I have been coming to St. Rose for 3 years after having a stroke of July 15. I want to share my story about wiggling my toes. Prior to my stroke, I was living on my own at Albany. I was worked at the retirement center, employee retirement. I earned a master's degree of public administration and a bachelor's in political science. I was a Shepherd's Purse director for children in poverty. I was an employee. I was a trustee of New Covenant Christian Fellowship. I was in Toastmasters. Which is an employee public administration. Speaking. Okay. Physically active. I was a runner. I was in Kempo, karate. And I was in a marathon 4 times. I traveled the world. My favorite place is Uganda. My stroke happened in 2015. I was chilling after work. After 3 days after a long day of work. Okay. I went to the bathroom and then collapsed. I went to the bathroom and collapsed. I called to the living room and to my couch, vomiting the whole way through. I went to the door and then crawled upstairs to my bed. And the next thing I know, my dad and mom, Mike, went to my bedroom and collapsed. When I didn't show up for church. It was on Sunday, 2 days later. After that, the next thing I went was at Albany Med in intensive care. I performed lots of tests. One test is to wiggle your toes. They asked me to wiggle your toes, but I didn't. In less than 72 hours, I lost the ability to walk, talk, communicate, sort through my actions and care for myself and even breathe. I was devastated. The doctors asking me to wiggle your toes. I didn't want to, my toes. I wanted to run, not to wiggle your toes. Soon as the doctors left, I wiggled them for Michael and Peaches, my brother and sister, to prove that I could do it. I spent 3 weeks in intensive care and subacute care. I had a craniotomy and removed the skull to relieve pressure on my brain. I had a helmet for 5 days. For 5 days, months. I had a tracheotomy to breathe. Then I had 2 cosmetic surgeries to my skull. Then I went to Sunnyview for 2 months to see physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. The reality of my stroke and its effect was very hard. I cried. After my stroke, it was nearly 2 weeks before I understood what happened. My mother, who is full of strength, explained with tears that I had a stroke. I knew something was wrong, but when I heard the story, all my hopes and dreams streamed down my face all at once. I cried. I cried. And I cried. Why? I was a runner. I volunteered. I traveled. My career. I was going well. I even studied my LSATs. I was on my way. Then the stroke. I couldn't walk. I couldn't breathe. My right side was limp. The doctors wanted to take away part of my brain. I believed the dead cells were dead. The doctors said I wouldn't be able to think. The doctors had no hope for me. So the doctors asked me to wiggle your toes. I didn't want to. Not for them. I wanted to run. But I couldn't run. I could only wiggle your toes. Something inside wanted to get life back and prove them wrong. I wanted to do more than wiggle your toes. I wanted to all my life back. Yet, a small thing. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your toes was hope for me. It was a way of resisting depression and thoughts of giving up. Over time, wiggling your toes, it was easy. Wiggling your toes to getting stronger all over my body till I was moved to Sunnyview. At Sunnyview, determination. I was going to fight this. I will overcome this. I had to wear a helmet. In Sunnyview, I went to helmet to protect my brain. But sometimes I wanted the helmet to protect my heart. My emotions were up and down. But something inside me wouldn't give up. To life, it's a victim. I was determined. I was determined to walk, to talk, and get back to being myself. It was hard work, but I already knew to wiggle your toes. I want everyone to know that it happened. I had a stroke at a time when my life seemed good. Great, in fact. There was no way to change this. But there's a purpose. So I'm thankful. And I want you to be thankful. Because I believe that God has a plan. I want my friends and my friends to know that I'm okay. This happened for a reason. I'm going to be okay. After all, I learned to wiggle your toes. Not for the doctors, but for me. I couldn't have done it
without my friends
without my friends
and family.
and my friends and family.
I want to thank
God,
my mom,
my dad, and mom,
Amanda,
Sid,
Wayne,
Wayne,
Michael,
Honey,
Ty,
Ty,
Dee,
Dee,
and
and
Bessara.
Bessara,
My church family,
and my church family,
to
to Beth, Carolyn,
and my nicest,
and my nicest family.
words cannot express
Words cannot express
the
the depths
of my appreciation
and my appreciation
for you.
for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For Julie
And my St. Louis family.
and my St. Louis family.
You believe
You believed
with my family
in my family
that wiggling my toes
with wiggling my toes
was just the start
was just the start
of my journey.
of my journey.
You believed in me.
I believed in you,
You believed in me
and you believed in me,
and gave me hope.
and gave me hope.
To those
To those
who are still struggling
who are still struggling
to wiggle your toes,
to wiggle your toes,
life is not over.
life is not over.
I know it's tough.
I know
it's
it's tough.
Many days
Many days
are more difficult
more difficult
than others.
than others.
But I encourage you
But I encourage you
to lift your head
to lift your heads
and believe in yourself
and believe in yourself,
because you are valuable
you are valuable
to those around you.
to those around me.
And God
And God
still
has
a plan
a plan for
for
you.
your life.
You are not
A stroke victim.
you are not a stroke victim.
You are not
You are not
a stroke survivor.
you are not a stroke victim.
You are
You are
a stroke
stroke
overcomer.
overcomer. I am a fighter. You are a fighter. You are here.
That means
That means
you're a fighter.
you're a fighter.
And we are fighting with you.
And you are fighting with me.
My cousin Joyce once told me. My cousin told me.
Determination
And
and persistence
is the key to life.
is the key to life.
You
You are
are a fighter.
a fighter. This is a warrior
inside
inside
you
you
to overcome
any obstacle
or battle.
or battle.
There are warriors in you too.
There are warriors in me
In you
and you
too.
too.
I want to encourage
I want to encourage
everyone,
you,
whoever is going through
going through something.
it's okay.
That's okay.
You're okay.
You're okay.
We are here for you.
You are here for you.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
So wiggle your toes.
So wiggle your toes.
I never imagined
I never imagined
having a stroke.
having a stroke
4 years
4 years
ago,
ago.
I was on my way
I was on my way
to Poland.
to Poland,
And then the stroke happened.
and then the stroke happened
And turned my life
and turned my life
upside down.
upside down.
I have to admit,
I have to admit,
at times,
at times,
I struggled
I struggled
to believe in myself. to believe in yourself
and a future
and
again.
a future again.
But I was able
But I was able
to wiggle my toes.
to wiggle your toes.
4 years
4 years later,
later, I'm traveling again.
I'm traveling again.
2 weeks
2 weeks
ago,
ago,
I was in
I was in Cartagena, Colombia,
celebrating
celebrating
my birthday.
my birthday.
I'm volunteering
I'm volunteering
again.
again.
This
This year,
year,
I walked
through
Miami
half marathon.
half marathon.
I'm working out,
I'm working out,
and
and even
even though
though
I'm different,
I'm different,
my articulation
my articulation
is better.
is better.
I'm doing it all.
I'm doing it all.
So clap your hands
So clap your hands
for yourself
for yourself
and wiggle your
and wiggle your
toes.
toes.
My
My
journey
journey
may be
may be different
than yours,
than yours,
but you are
but you are
an overcomer.
an overcomer.
You are
You are
victorious,
victorious,
and God is with you,
and God is with me,
and He is with you,
and He is with you
just like He's with me.
just like you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.